This is some interesting stuff. I have not heard all of it. I've seen these clips, but I've had a busy few days, so we'll play it on the air. Kenny Omega, who's in the middle of his babyface run as a video game streamer.
Well, yeah, he actually started, what do the kids say, spitting facts? He actually started making me reevaluate my opinion of him with some of the things he said the other day, and in between people getting teabagged in his video game or whatever.
Well, apparently he spoke about Rossy Ogawa and this new company. I see the clip here. I'll press play in a second. We have a few clips.
Well, you would think he would be familiar, if anybody was here on this soil, with the Japanese independent women's wrestling scene over there.
Yeah, you would think so. And he has Michael Nakazawa behind him.
Oh, good. I'm sure he does.
And from what's been written to me here, Michael's nodding along the whole time. So let's play this. We have a few parts, and stop it whenever you want, Jim. Kenny Omega playing video games. I don't know about the game. Talking about Rossy Ogawa.
Teabaggery to come.
I don't care about Rossy being an E-drone. I mean, whatever. It's no big deal. That's his. She's done. That's not even the tip of the iceberg, guys. Don't you? Just you freaking wait. Just you freaking wait. If you guys are still interested in wrestling and you're still kind of listening to the stories and reading stuff, when it finally comes out, when it finally comes.
Let me stop there for a moment.
Like, what the fuck is he alluding to? He was audibly gasping and gulping, and normally he's very breathy, but he's not gasping and gulping.
And in the video, he's shaking his head, disapproving no, as he's saying these things. So let's go back to this.
There are a lot.
And there's a plane going over my head. And I have the window open. So it sounds like Shea Stadium. Hold on. We're going to play this. It's leaving in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A lot of people that refuse to work with him for the very same reason. Some of those people are even in WWE. Some of those people are in AEW. And they have a very good reason. It's not just like, yeah, I decided to wake up and not like this guy. Oh. Yep. And hey.
Let me stop it there. So in WWE and AEW, there are women, and obviously there are Japanese women wrestlers there, but there are also American women who have worked there extensively who didn't just wake up one morning and decide, I don't like Rossy Ogawa. Something happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's saying, right?
Well, that's exactly what he's saying. And he starts out with, oh, you don't know the thing when the stories come out on this guy. And then you've talked about it, that there is some history that maybe we should research at this point with Oscar up there in the WWE, and that she at one point leave a company over this guy, but what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, at one point, I think I remember, and again, we'll look into this. I think Asuka once put out a social media post saying that Stardom began as a reaction to her. Like something happened.
Right. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And then she came to the States and she became a big star here, but something made her do that. But let's go back to Kenny Omega with Michael Nakazawa. I don't know if he's in his bathrobe or what's going on here, but let's go back to this.
Nodding along.
If you want to know sort of along what lines we tread amongst, the dude just flat out said, hey, we're looking for girls from like ages 13 to 21 that don't have a boyfriend or aren't married. We already know that he puts underage girls in very revealing swimsuit calendars and books. And I wish that's all he did.
Oh!
All right, let's stop it there for a moment. There's more audio to play, but wow.
And bear in mind, we have to point out the conflict of interest of a guy that had a match with a 9-year-old girl in front of people is saying these things, but at least that was a wrestling match.
Maybe they were
that was only an offense to the fucking business rather than...
Yeah, maybe some of the girls that Kenny was working with over there confided with him on this stuff. And again, he ran the women's division and he brought a lot of his friends over.
He does seem to be someone that would elicit girl talk from troubled people.
He just said that Rossy Ogawa is looking for young, unattached women, and he puts underage girls in swimsuit calendars, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg.
And what was it? I wish that's all he did?
Yeah. Well, hold on. We have more. Let's go to more.
Please, I'm hooked now there, fisherman.
This is the biggest babyface turn of all time. Kenny Omega as a video game streamer. Let's go to this. He's outing. Well, I shouldn't say anything. Let's go to this.
From someone who lived it, breathed it, who has very close friends in the industry. I don't mean necessarily wrestling industry. I mean the industry. I mean like the government issued press and the information that they know. I'm just going to leave it at that. I would say don't be so quick to listen to praise for that individual, because someday, not sure when it'll be, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday, people will know the truth. And what they do with that truth, I don't know. Will they share it? But a lot of the higher-ups in Japan, they know exactly what kind of business he's up to, and what he's been up to for decades. All I gotta say.
Well, that seems to be enough.
Jeez, what he's been up to for decades. The higher-ups have always known about it. What is going on? And after hearing this, how could anyone root for the guy? Jesus.
Well, and I mean, there's going to be people out there say, oh, I've never believed a word that comes out of Kenny's mouth until now, because it's detrimental to the guy that's featuring our favorite wrestlers. But he's the one thing we've always admitted that Kenny was well-versed on and up to date on was where to find Japanese indie women wrestlers. And apparently that talent, quote unquote, has come in useful for once. And I wonder if does TKO or WWE or Nick Khan or Mark Shapiro or the Pope need to investigate who they're doing business with this guy? Or do they just want to get Julia away from him and then they can say sayonara?
Well, hold on. Let's here's another quick clip, apparently. Let's go to this.
My only comment, I'm just say I'm with Asuka. That's it. I'm with Asuka. Always have been. We bros. And she got her reasons, and it was probably the same one as mine. My only comment.
Well, let me stop it there. I was about to repeat, but he's saying he's with Asuka, and she probably has the same reasons as him. Well, and it makes you think. Kenny Omega, AEW EVP, although he basically shat all over his EVP role last time we heard audio from him. But makes you think Tony Khan must know too. And Tony Khan was in celebratory mode when Rossy Ogawa got fired.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Tony must know too. Yeah.
Well, because obviously Tony would have. This is someone apparently that Tony would have wanted to do business with, running outlaw shows in Japan. You got to get a hold of that guy. So Kenny probably had to smarten him up at some point.
Wow.
Well, again, if he'll stay out of the ring and we can just hear him actually be honest about these various things that he might know something about, maybe Kenny has a future with us.
Well, next week's show looks really good. Kenny Omega captures Jose Gonzalez and tortures him. He really is turning babyface, this guy.
Oh, and then he's going to bring back 7 kittens and a puppy for his friends to adopt from Barbados or wherever the fuck.
Kenny Omega forces Michael Nakazawa to eat his NDA live on a stream while he plays Street Fighter 6. That's the other thing. He's telling us serious stuff, and you hear like,
I assumed there was some teabagging going on. Now we know what that is also. On Twitter, everybody sent, it's when you hit some control that makes the character jump up and down, but you're on top of the guy, so it looks like, as one person described, like you are leaping up and forcefully dropping your testicles in their face, unquote.
Yeah, they don't really have that option in MLB The Show, and I don't remember that in Red Dead, and certainly when I was playing these good games, I wasn't looking for ways to drop my testicles on my opponent's face.
Yeah, they didn't have it in Tetris either.
They didn't have it in Tetris, at least not
they
the
were
American
all square.
version. That's right. All right, well, we'll stay on top of the Marigold Dream Star fighting news, as well as the Kenny Omega video game streaming news.
As well as hopefully these stories that I would appreciate if they would come out in the near future so that we could all be shocked and mortified as he claimed we would be. But apparently it's worth the wait.
Boy, he laid it out there. I mean, if there's not something, I mean, geez.
I mean, you know,
he all but said this guy's a pedophile. Let's just be honest.
No, come on now.
He all but said this guy likes underage girls.
But he did not say that.
He all but said that. All but said that.
Well, all but is, I don't believe, is actionable. Of course, we can contact, or possibly he may have to contact Stephen P. I bet nobody will action this, though. But Stephen P. newlawoffice.com, 877-50-STEVE. But I have a feeling that Rossy Ogawa probably wouldn't want to go through Discovery. Same as a few other weasels that we know.
Oh, you should hear Steve in action. Unbelievable.
And well, you should have seen what I heard that he did the other day. But nevertheless,